So now we're actually going to be going turn 2 on these plays here, so this is where the deck actually truly shines. So without further ado, let's get started. Perfect. This is very nice. Well, what we could do is we could actually activate Dark Contract of the Gate first, which will allow us to search for something. We already got Swirl and we already got Kepler. To be honest, Kepler isn't much, but we still could actually do a few things here. So in this case, we have the choice of either bringing out Lamia, which actually, that's a really good move. We'll bring out Lamia. And from here, we could actually do quite a bit of plays. So let's take Swirl Slime and let's take... Oh, that's interesting. We could also take Vice Typhon as well if we wanted to, but I'm going to take Lamia and we'll take Swirl Slime, and we're going to go into Genghis right away. From there, what we could do is we could take Swirl Slime, banish it, special summon out Kepler, and then from there, Kepler will actually allow us to search, and this will allow us to go for where's Swamp King. So here's Swamp King right here. From here, what we could actually do is we could actually activate the Inferno Reckless Summon, which will pretty much allow us to summon out some other things. Actually, no, we won't do that. Forget that. That's not a play. We'll go for Kepler and we'll go for Genghis, and Kepler will go to the extra deck, and then from there we could take a Link Summon of Master King Archfiend. Sorry, I'll just have a card here as a center marker. So Master King Archfiend, and then from there what we could do is we could bring back the... Yeah, we'll go to a Refusion, bring back the Genghis. Yep, pretty nice. And then what we could do is we could take... We'll just leave it like that. And then what we could do is we could send Vice Typhon to the graveyard, allowing us to summon out our Lamia. Lamia is out now, so we'll activate Inferno Reckless Summon, allowing us to summon 2 more Lamias from our deck. 1, and the second one is up here. So now that they're both out, Genghis can now activate, allowing us to bring back the Vice Typhon. So as you can see, it's a full board. Very nice. We could take one of the Lamias, of course, and the Vice Typhon. Obviously, this was the one special summon from the grave, so she's the one that's going to be banished, but these two won't. So in this case, we could actually go for a Synchro Summon of an 8, so that would perfectly be our Siegfried. And from here, we still got a few other plays we could go for as well. I mean, technically, if we wanted to, we could take Lamia and we could take Genghis, right? And the Genghis will go, the Lamia will get banished, but what we could do is we could take, well, we could go for this, Alexander. I was thinking about going for the Meteor Burst, but I think it's alright. I think it's okay. But we still have a bit of plays here, so we'll link the Alexander and we'll link the Master King Archfiend. Actually, no. We'll link the Siegfried and Master King Archfiend, which will allow us to go for Zephyr Metaltron. Where is my Metaltron? Alright, it's somewhere else, obviously, but we're just going to say this is Metaltron, right? So we have 3 pointing down, so I'm actually going to put it on this side here, right? Alright, so just moving a bit of space. Now we have the Vice Typhon, so send that to the grave, or rather banish it, and we'll also banish off the other Genghis. And this will allow us to go for Big Genghis right here. I'll probably put it on the very far end here. It's a bit of a messy field, do apologize for that. And then we have all of these here. So Alexander will bring back the other Lamia from the graveyard. And from that we trigger off the Genghis, which will allow us to special summon back our Siegfried. So I'll probably bring it out like this. And then from there what we could do is we could take the Lamia and the Alexander, and this will allow us to go for Crystal Wing. You don't have to actually go for Crystal Wing, you could go for Savage Dragon, in which case Savage Dragon can equip the Master King Archfiend from the grave. But what you have here is you essentially have a Metaltron, which it's supposed to be a Metaltron. You have a Genghis, you have a Crystal Wing, and you have a Siegfried. Alternatively, what you also could have is, that's Metaltron. Let's assume you're playing Linkuriboh. Take the Lamia, link it into Linkuriboh, take Linkuriboh and the Metaltron, go into the Avramax. So now you have Avramax, Crystal Wing, Genghis, and Siegfried on the board. Keep in mind, we still have Swamp King, so we could activate Swamp King, fuse any of these in the graveyard, and pretty much go for a few other additional plays, such as the Oracle King Diarch. And yeah, that is pretty much a very good OTK there, and you have 1, 2, 3 negates technically. Not to mention Avramax has his extra damage on board, so overall, very good start there. Alright, so that previous turn 2 play was just really insane, really amazing, so definitely a great showcase there, but let's see if we could actually go for that again. Okay, very interesting. In this particular case, we don't really need the Vice Typhon, so I think I'll get rid of it through a Law of Darkness, so we'll go for that. 1 and 2, we could get rid of Vice Typhon, perfect. What we could do is we could activate the Dark Contract, allowing us to add either our Ragnarok or our Thomas, in which case Ragnarok has better utility in this case. So we're going to activate the Trade-In and the Ragnarok, and we're going to draw, but we got to shuffle first. And draw 2, Necro Slime and another Swell Slime. So not too bad, but at the same time we don't really need it. Let's try things out here. So what we could do is we could take Swell Slime and Necro Slime and fusion for Genghis, and then from there what we could do is we could, let's see, very interesting here. I want to, should I normal summon this? I could. Or what I could do instead is banish off the Swole Slime, special summon out the Lamia, activate Inferno Reckless Summon, which will summon out 2 more Lamia. So 1 and 2. So now we have the 3 Lamia on board, which is very nice. But what we'll do is we could take the Lamia and we could take the Genghis and we'll link summon and go for a Master King Archfiend. We'll use a center marker, sorry. So it'd be something like this. And let's see, so we have all of these in the graveyard. Sorry about that, I need to focus up there. So we have all of these here in the graveyard, so what can we do? We have these 2 in hand, so not particularly amazing what we have in hand, but we could still do quite a bit of things here. Very interesting. In some way, I want to bring out, yeah, I think I can do this. So how about we take Necro Slime and we'll take the I need the Lamia in the grave, so it's either Ragnarok or Genghis. I think I'll get rid of Genghis, and then that will allow us to go for our High King Genghis. We'll bring it out on this side. Yeah, I think that's alright. And let's see, we'll take no, we won't take Dark Contract. We'll take Swole Slime and send it to the grave to special summon back our Lamia. And so this will get banished, and then the Genghis will bring back our Ragnarok. Defense if you want, or attack, it doesn't really matter. And then in this case what we could do is we could take, so we have Trade-In, doesn't really matter to be honest at this particular point, unless we draw, but it's not particularly amazing just yet, but technically at this point, since it is our turn, we could negate a spell trap or any effect that is activated based off High King Genghis's effect here. But what I think I'll do is I'll take, hold on, let's see, I have a few other plays here. Maybe I could go for, let's see, it would be nice if we had Gilgamesh to be honest, but it's not too big of a deal at this point. We don't even know when it's going to come out, so at this point I think I'll go for another Link 2. I do apologize that I don't have every card here in the extra deck. I was kind of playing around with it in other decks, so my mistake. But we could take the Lamia, this one gets banished, and we could take this Lamia as well. And we'll go for Wee Witch in this particular scenario. So we just assume that's Wee Witch Apprentice. I'll use a different card. I'll use Avramax as that, as Wee Witch's Apprentice, and then we could take Wee Witch's Apprentice plus the Master King, which will then allow us to go for Avramax. So overall, we would have Genghis, Ragnarok, and Avramax. However, we also have Ragnarok's effect. You could tribute off this Lamia and then banish off one of your opponent's monsters. So now they have a clear board, and you have Ragnarok, Genghis, and you have Avramax. It's actually exactly 8k. So you have 22, 28, 5k plus 3k. One thing you have to note about Avramax's ability is that his effect actually can deal you pretty much 3000 to your opponent regardless of what monster they're attacking. So assuming they have two monsters on the board, one in attack and one in defense, use Ragnarok to banish off the one in defense, and then with Avramax, regardless of what their attack is, he'll gain the amount anyway, so your opponent's guaranteed to take 3000. Now they have an empty board, attack with these two, that's pretty much game over. Alright, let's try another test hand. At this point, I'm probably already into part 2 of this video, but I have no idea. I'm just recording right now, but I'm willing to upload maybe a 20-minute video at max, and I know you guys don't mind me actually making long videos because I've actually already had plenty of you guys say that, but the thing is, it's really difficult to upload a video the longer it is, so as a result, I would like to cut it so that I can get it uploaded as soon as possible for you guys. So uploading a 20-minute video could take me just under 2 hours or maybe 3 hours, but uploading a 30-minute video, which is just 10 minutes extra, could take an additional 4 hours on top of that, just because of how weird things are. But yeah, we'll keep going, and we'll just showcase what turn 2 can actually do for us. Okay, I like this hand. We could definitely work with this. Kepler, we can normal summon, and then we could add our Dark Contract. We'll use Dark Contract to add our Vice Typhon. Where is Vice Typhon? Where are you? Vice Typhon. And from here, actually we won't add Vice Typhon. I was thinking of using whatever I add as fodder. So I'm going to actually just go for the Doom King Armageddon. Technically the ace of our deck, but yeah, we're still going to get rid of it with Allure of Darkness. But anyways, I'm going to shuffle the deck. Activating Allure, allowing us to banish off this. Well, we draw first, then we banish, but oh, actually, no, it's fine now. We could banish off this, so that's okay. But what we could do here is, let's see, we have this on the board, we have this here. I'll use a center marker right there. And what we could do here is we could have, oh my god, this is a mess, this is a huge mess. We could take Armageddon, and we'll take the Swirl Slime, and we'll pretty much fusion to go into Genghis. Hope you guys can't actually hear that. It's a pretty windy day today, but it's really gone crazy on the window right next to me. So we'll take Kepler and we'll take the Genghis and we'll fuse them, or rather link them, allowing us to go for Master King. Whoops. Let's see, so we have Swamp King, Monster Reborn, Inferno Reckless Summon, and the Ragnarok as well. Very nice indeed. Very good options. So let's banish off the Swirl Slime, allowing us to go for our Ragnarok from the hand. So bring out Ragnarok. Ragnarok's effect will allow us to either bring back Doom King or Genghis. And in this case, I'll just bring out the Genghis. We have a few other options here. We have Swamp King, and we have the other things. Well, to be honest, what this is allowing us to actually do here is, I think that would be okay. We could take Swamp King and do other things. Oh, actually, you know what? Instead of bringing back the Genghis, we'll bring back the Doom King Armageddon. We'll overlay the Doom King Armageddon plus the Ragnarok. And this will allow us to go for Dark Armageddon. That's not bad, right? 2 level 8 DDD monsters, so that definitely works. Now keep in mind, with him we could attach a DD pendulum monster from our extra deck to this card as material, so we attach the Kepler, so now we have 3 materials, which is definitely very nice, but of course there's a few other things. Let's see. Let's assume that, well, that's interesting. We can assume that the opponent will have at least 1 monster, so we could use Super Doom King Armageddon's effect. His effect specifically states that once per turn I can detach 1 material from this card and then target monsters my opponent controls equal to the number of pendulum monsters I control, which is just him, and then destroy them. So we could actually detach 1 and destroy 1 card on our opponent's field, so definitely an interesting choice here. So we either have Kepler, but we already used its effect, we have Ragnarok, and we have an Armageddon. I could actually just get rid of the... Oh, well, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I think I'll get rid of the Armageddon. Yeah, I'll detach Armageddon, destroy 1 of our opponent's cards, and from there, I do have Dark Contract with the Swamp King, which could allow me to go for... Oh wait, actually, no, that's actually really broken, isn't it? Destroy our opponent's card, go for this, and this. Link Summon, it might seem a bit crazy, but I'll just do it anyway. Go for Metaltron. Sorry, I'm just using Avramax here, but assume that's Zephyr Metaltron. And then from there, what we could do is activate Dark Contract with the Swamp King, allowing us to fuse 2 of our monsters. We're going to fuse Armageddon, and we're going to fuse the Genghis. He will actually go to the extra deck, but we'll go for Genghis. And then from there, we could actually activate Monster Reborn, which will just bring back our Ragnarok, and I think that would be alright. Technically we could go for a few other additional plays as well. So say we had, well, that's gone now, but we have Inferno Reckless Summon, so we could technically, what we could do is this. Special summon out this from Monster Reborn, and then trigger. At this point we've destroyed our opponent's monsters. We used the Dark King to already destroy the opponent's monsters, so they should have nothing. Oh no, that would be a mistake, wouldn't it? So I'm hoping they actually still have a monster out there. But either way, knowing how the game is today, the opponent will pretty much have something on the board. So we'll go Kepler, and Inferno Reckless Summon allows us to bring out 2 more Keplers from the deck, just as additional material. That's, you know, perfectly fine, of course. What we could do is we could take the one of the Keplers and go for our Link Kuriboh. At this point, I'm actually seeing Link Kuriboh as a really good card, so we'll use that as a proxy for Link Kuriboh, and we'll use this obviously as Metaltron, and then we could take these 2 and obviously link them off and allow us to go for the Avramax again. So like I said, that's pretty nice. And on the summon of the Keplers from the Inferno Reckless Summon, obviously the Genghis will bring back the Ragnarok. Yeah, we have these 2 as additional options as well. So again, if you wanted to clear the board even further, then you could take Ragnarok's effect, banish off the Kepler, one of the Keplers, which will obviously go to the extra deck. This one will also go to the extra deck, and we banish off one of our opponent's monsters. We have Genghis, we have Ragnarok, and Avramax again. That's pretty much 8k damage, so it's game over for the opponent there. But yeah, I do apologize for all this big mess, but I'm pretty sure if you guys have been playing this deck long enough, then you will already know how everything works. So hopefully you were able to follow along in this one. It was a bit messy, but like I said, it was exactly like the previous turn, just dealing 8k damage, guaranteeing that, clearing their boards both with the Abyss Ragnarok and also the Dark King Armageddon, and we even have a Flame High King Genghis there to negate just in case. So definitely very nice there.